What is up YouTube, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. I apologize for the absence of videos for a little bit, but basically I just had to get a few other videos done that I'm working on. A series that will be called How to Get Brutally Strong, where in the first video I will be going through everything about AMRAPs and even giving some example on how a couple programs use them. So for this training, I did the pull-ups, I did lateral raises, I did flies, and I did Pelican curls. Then I did some triceps to end with, but I didn't bother recording because there's so many people in this gym at like all times in the bodybuilding areas, and especially using the cables in the prime times. But again, for the pull-ups in the AMRAP set, as you see here, I got 12 reps, extremely close to 13. I got 9 unbroken. But even though I've been stuck on like 12 reps since forever, it's still progress because I'm up at like 96 kg body weight now. So being able to stay at the same amount of reps and actually do one more rep unbroken, that is still some kind of progress, especially when I'm heavier. Then on to lateral raises, where I managed to get 18 and then 10, 10, and 10 over the 4 sets. So just added 1 rep in the back off sets, which is easy for me to do, and it's still some kind of progression. But I really want to get up above 18 reps soon, and I might start doing them a little bit faster so I can get the 20 reps. And then when I get the 20 with this, I'm gonna start with really good form at like 10 reps with 18 kilo dumbbells. So it's not gonna be that much of an bump up in weight, but it'll still be somewhat hard because I'm just going to take the form like really controlled, like 3-4 seconds down and then back up, so I avoid swinging for the majority of the part, because you can see here during these I'm swinging a little bit. It's not anything absurd. If I were really using a huge amount of momentum, I would definitely be able to use over 20 kg. Like you see some people really like bend like way over in the bottom and then go way back. So they're using their back almost to get it up, and they're like using their hip extension momentum to get the weight up. But yeah, like really good form here still. The form breaks down a little bit towards the end of the reps, but I always get like dumbbells up on shoulder level. And the only thing I'm thinking about here is just to move the arms far out and then trying to keep the pinky upward, because if I don't keep that up, like keep the pinky higher than my thumb, then I find that I start to target the front of my delt a little bit more. And yeah, then I just try to move the dumbbells as far out as possible to avoid engaging my traps too much. And I try to keep the arms straight just to make it as hard as possible to get more out of less weight. And it's not like it's bad for you to do lateral raises with straight arms. Though I hear people say that, I've had no problems with it whatsoever. Then for the flies here, I got 11 reps with the 20 kilo dumbbells in the first set. Again, really strict form here, extremely slow down. And I even feel like I went a little bit not too slow, but too strict. You can see like the right arm, for example, it's barely bent. If you look here in the bottom, when I go down, like there's not a lot of bend in my arms. So I wanted to make it have them a little bit more bent, which after looking back at this video, I bent them a little bit more on the following sets. Also that angle before, it doesn't make justice of like how deep these reps are, because like they are extremely deep, way deeper than you will usually see people do flies, where their elbow barely gets below their shoulder girdle, and the dumbbells I'm not below it at all, like not even near below it. So when you're doing flights that way, you're not getting that huge of a stretch in the chest. Like I find it absolutely hilarious that people think that performing them that kind of way is like effective for hypertrophy when they could be performing them like the way that you're seeing now. So for this set, I was focusing a little bit more on having the arms bent, which you can see I also do, like when I get down, they're more bent. So this felt extremely good again. Just really slow down, like 4 or 5 seconds down, something like that. And a set of 11 seconds ends up taking like, set of 11 reps end up taking like 90 seconds, which just shows that these are absolutely brutal done like this, because when I did the 20 reps with 24 kg dumbbells, I think they took me like 1 minute 20 seconds. So doing like 11 reps with this low tempo and extra range of motion is even higher time under tension. So, I mean, at some point, I want to test how the 28 kilo dumbbells feel when I have done this kind of form for a while, just using my previous form to see how many reps I can actually get now. Because my hypothesis is that when you have done something that is significantly harder, returning back to the other thing is going to make it feel a whole lot easier. That's basically why I do the stuff I do the hard stuff, get more out of less weight. So if you return from good mornings to Romanian deadlifts, they will feel a lot easier. If you go from, I don't know, whatever, it's just harder than what you used to, and return to it, it's going to feel like a walk in the park. Like if you have done circuit deadlift, normal deadlifts are going to feel substantially better because there's so much less range of motion, and going to failure in those are not going to feel that difficult at all. So after this, I moved on to the Pelican curls, and I moved from a purple band to a black band, basically because I feel like a black band helps a little bit more in the bottom specifically. So I was getting in some sets here of like 6 reps, but they're still extremely hard for me. As you will see here, I'm not getting really that much below myself, and on that rep, I even tried to fully extend my arms just to see if I have the strength for that, which I clearly don't, as you can also see by these reps here. Like I'm not getting that far below my arms, and you have to, and I'm even like really strong. Like there's no secret, right? Like I can do like what, like 12, 13 really slow dumbbell presses with 40 kg dumbbells. But my problem is that I'm extremely heavy as well for someone doing calisthenics stuff, like being 96 kg, training legs that often, being natural. It's not really the most optimal way to get great at calisthenics at all, especially with the size in the lower body. And I know that it's something I've chosen myself. I'm not gonna use it as an excuse, but it's just the fact that it's gonna be harder. But I'll still do whatever in my power to try to work around it and get strong at everything that I can be strong at. Just like my handstand push-ups are still absolutely phenomenal, even weighted full range of motion handstand push-ups. I also want to be strong at all kind of other stuff while being at this size of body weight and having 3 trunk legs and glutes as well. So after the sets of like full reps here, actually one thing, I was watching in between like some videos of a guy doing Pelican push-ups, and I was like, all right, so what I feel like I'm doing wrong, and I could see that he was doing, is he was keeping the rings a lot closer to his body. So when he gets them behind, he was keeping them in like get them into a back lever position, So the hands were kept closer together. And I mean, I can do a back lever. I've done that before, but I just found it so hard when I get down in this type of position this way to actually maintain this kind of position. I don't know why it is, man. Maybe it's because I have like overuse in the elbows and I'm trying to like avoid that, or maybe I just need to make the mobility. Because you can see how far my arms get out, more like into a fly, kinda, to make use of the strength I have in my chest. But what I really want would be to like rotate the palms more, so the front of my palm are facing like more towards me instead of out to the side. So my fingers are facing backwards instead of out to the side as they're doing here. And you'll see a little bit in the last sets that I do, it becomes a bit better, but it's so hard for me to do, and I'll have to figure out next time, like if I do like just like Pelican curls, just in an angle with the rings, if I can actually get into that position where I have the rings behind me and my feet on the floor, and I just do like Pelican curls at an angle to make it easier. Can I keep the rings like just straight behind me as I do it? Or is it simply a lack of mobility and I'm going to have to spend some time working on my shoulder extension, as it's called, maybe doing some dislocates or something, placing my arms up on the lean of my bed or my sofa at home, while just leaning forward and trying to get as much shoulder extension as possible. But in this last set, you can see that it is a little bit better here. I'm really trying to focus on getting the rotation, getting the fingers pointed backwards, but there's still a lot of room for improvement. So yeah, but I was happy with being able to see a little bit of progress, but you can see there's still a lot to be worked on. That is all for day 62, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I'll see you all later. Remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and get to 1,000 followers. Subscribers always get it messed up with Instagram and YouTube, stuff like that. I'll see you all later.